I actually want to know about the mullet. Heard about the mullet. I haven't seen the mullet, but when did you cut it off and why?
I cut it. I cut it off after my first year at Texas. Um, Sark didn't like it a whole lot. So I feel like after the year, I mean, we went 8-5 that year, so something had to change, and I started with it cutting the hair. I mean, I grew it out I cut it originally my freshman year of high school into a mullet, and then cut it during COVID, and then for some reason it ended up growing right back after that somehow.
So you
But yeah.
leave it without the mullet. Cut it
Yeah.
off, and then you wanted to grow it back.
I cut it off with really no plan to grow it back, but it just made its way back.
How did the mullet's appearance and disappearance affect your play?
Well, in high school I played good with it, and then when I got to college it didn't carry over, so I had to cut it. So I cut it, and we ended up playing better and went to the playoffs 2 years in a row. So
When I
there's
see
a
you,
reason.
I see you've won games at Michigan and Iowa State, cold places. Kansas was very cold, I think 2022. Was that the coldest game you've played in, to your recollection? What was that like?
Yeah, I think Kansas was the coldest. I don't remember the temperature. Do you have the temperature on you or no?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Temperature guy.
Had to be like
It was like in the
20s.
30s.
Was it 30s?
Yeah.
Anyway, but
what do
yeah.
you recall about the cold conditions that day, and in general, how does that affect the game?
Yeah. I felt good in it. I remember I wasn't wearing any sleeves or tights, so at the end of the day, it's what comes with the sport when you go and playing up in the Northeast. Notoriously we need to play better in the cold. Obviously, I feel like that's a big topic, but I just think we got to go in there and play our game, play our brand of football at the end of the day, and if we do that, we're a hard team to beat.
36 at kickoff.
36.
Yeah, but it went down.
It went
pretty
down.
quick, right?
Yeah.
Are you a glove or gloves guy, or no glove for you?
No.
When we talk to players about you, one of the things that always seems to come up is your confidence level. And I think an extension of that is how you project it to the other guys in the huddle, which is obviously, I'm sure you'd agree, very important for a quarterback
Right.
to do. Where does that come from? Is that something that from your first days as a quarterback you were able to do that, or was there something that happened in your career that enabled you to have that kind of confidence that you spread to everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, the offense goes as the quarterback and the head coach go, and I feel like the offense embodies the personality of the head coach and of the quarterback. So I just want to instill the confidence in each play that I announce to the O-line and to the skill players, and I want to speak confidence in them from the very jump, which I think is important each and every play. And I don't think it started. There's not a specific time that it started or anything. It's just something I like to carry with me.
As sort of an extension of that, Mike was talking the other day about those couple of plays that you had from inside your own 5. Safe thing would have been handoff, punt, let the defense handle it.
Right.
You put the ball in your hands and you completed that pass to Julian. Did that help build confidence even more, or what did that say to you in terms of Mike's confidence in you?
Yeah, no, I think it shows that he has trust in me and Julian that we're going to go make a play when the chance is given. And at the end of the day, it's our job to go make that play, no matter the circumstance. But it definitely adds confidence, I know, to me and Julian when Coach Mike is calling those certain things in those types of situations. For sure, it shows that we've gained his trust, and it's a good feeling for sure.
What do you hope you leave this season proving about your prospects to potentially start full-time in the future?
Yeah, it'd be great to, end the season on a high note for sure. I think that's super important for everybody in this building. Not only myself, but just continue to play how I'm playing, keep taking care of the football, converting on third down, and scoring in the red zone.
Coach McDaniel and your teammates have spoken a lot about what they perceive as a fearlessness to stay in the pocket. It's part of the job. You know you're going to get hit. How has that evolved for you from high school to now?
Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better at it as of late. I feel like in college I was a little jittery every now and then, but I feel like this season I got a lot of trust in those guys up front that I've kind of taken a step back and realized that, at the quarterback position you can't make all the plays. You got to trust your guys that they're going to do their job, and at the end of the day, you just got to go do your 111th and go do your job. Because not all quarterbacks are Superman, so you got to just let the game come to you.
What has been the biggest lesson that you learned this year?
I would say that adversity is always going to strike in a football game, and it's all about how you react. Because there's a quote I think it's important. It's 10%. What was the quote? It was it's 90% it's 10% what happens, 90% how you react to what happened, and I think that's important to carry on through a football team when adversity strikes.
Sorry, when you've shown a lot of good awareness. One thing where we saw that obviously was knowing where to slide, where to begin the slide on the first down. Is that something you've always paid attention to? Do you take that into account before a play? Do you look from a peripheral standpoint at where the first down markers?
Yeah, I think it's important to know, especially on third down and fourth down situations. It's important to know what yard line you need to get to, and whenever it's a drop back pass, you don't really take that into account. So you really just gotta rely on instincts and follow your gut, and most of the time ends up working out.
I wanted to ask you about your decision to come out into the draft, because I heard you were offered at $2 million from North Carolina. I'm not even sure if that's the highest figure. Like, why did you not go back to college?
Right. That's a good question. I did have opportunities to go other places, but I felt like what I built with my teammates at Texas and the legacy that we built, I didn't want to mess anything up there with the relationships that were built. And to me, it's not about the materialistic things of this world, because it comes and goes. What's important to me is the relationships that are built along the way, and I didn't want to disrupt or rub anybody the wrong way, being selfish and trying to go get money from another team, because I was a lifelong Longhorn. Growing up, I wanted to play there. Ended up being the quarterback there, living out my dreams. My 10-year-old self wouldn't transfer away and go somewhere else. So at the end of the day, that was the right decision for me. And I think that's important for these younger kids to take into account, is stop being so focused on the materialistic things, whether it's NIL or whatever, and start building relationships that matter, that'll last you a lifetime.
I got a question about how you view this last game. There's obviously a sense of finality because it's the last game of the season, but I guess for you, you're kind of seeing your career just getting going, and the fun and the excitement are just starting. What about that balance? End of the season, but you're just getting going.
Yeah. Man, I'm just trying to take it 1 week at a time, because I've seen how this game works, and you could be playing 1 week and be, have something happen and you never play the game again. So trying to take it one game at a time, one rep at a time, and enjoy all the moments in between.
Quinn, you had some really nice anticipatory throws in the game on Sunday. The Dulcich touchdown comes to mind, where you throw before he crosses face, and that's pretty rare for a rookie, much less making a second start. I'm wondering, because you don't just show up on Sunday and make those throws, right? They have to kind of be built in throughout the course of the week. I'm wondering, in your words, where that originates. Is it film room? Is it practice field? A combination of everything? How does the anatomy of that throw, how do you get to that point?
Yeah. I'm a very visual person. That's how I learn. So with me, it's all the reps that take place during the week and the trust that's built up during the week, that I know exactly where he's going to be on these certain timing routes, because what you put into the game, you get out at the end of the day. And me and Greg, Greg's a great wide receiver. He's always in the right area, it seems like. So
Quinn, I want to circle back on something. I know it's been a long journey to get to this point, but something you talked about already is just kind of the reality of being the quarterback now, the starting quarterback in the NFL. Just what has these last couple of weeks been like for you personally, just to know that all the work that you've put in and then you're right here at your dream?
yeah, no doubt. It's a great question. I feel like when you're in the mix of everything and in the middle of game planning and trying to get ready for the week, you know, you don't really take a step back and kind of realize what's really going on. And it's definitely a dream come true for me to be in the shoes that I'm in right now. But it also hasn't felt like I've had that time to really step back and kind of look at kind of what's going on and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about that because I'm just trying to keep instilling confidence in my teammates and continuing to grow within the position and within the team.